Hey Royals, this is Mademoiselle Mosley again. I hope everybody is doing fine. I have another word, a word that I love so much. And I hope it blesses y'all like it blessed me. God was speaking to me this morning about Hocus Pocus. I know y'all seen the movie Hocus Pocus, but that's not what I'm talking about. And Hocus Pocus is meaningless words spoken to deviate you from what it is that you're supposed to be doing, used in trickery. So just remember, a lot of people are speaking hocus pocus over your life, and they want them to mean something. But if the word is not from God, it is powerless to do whatever it is they're sending to you. And one of the things I just want to express to us all, those who do things to people because they don't like them, speak the hocus pocus over their life. It's also used for magic tricks and all kinds of different sorcery and all that type of stuff. That ain't nothing to play with. And I'm just saying, I don't know why you don't like people. I don't know why you would want to do something to somebody. This is one thing I thought about when I thought about the situation. The same mouth that you speak in evil things over someone and you want bad things to happen to them, the same hands that you staring at witch's pot or making that spell with, whatever people do these days, it's the same mouth that you speaking to your children, the same hands you touching your grandchildren with. So do you think it comes off when you turn it off, or is it always on? Some of us are experiencing things in our lives that we cannot put our hand on. Some things that are happening in our lives that's very unmerited, and we're trying to find out, like, why is this happening? And why is this? Because somebody had their hand in something or opened the door they shouldn't have opened, trying to get someone else because of whatever reason they're trying to get someone else, and it fell in the family. And that thing that you wanted to done to someone else has happened within your own family. It's a price to pay for that type of stuff. It's a big price that no one can write a check for or cash. But the beautiful thing about that, all of us that are going through what we're going through, that we can't put a finger on, that we did or that we said, God sent curse breakers. He sent curse breakers to break those curses or to show you how to reverse the curse that is trying to be a curse in your life. It has already been reversed. Once you accept God as your own personal Savior, and I'm not religious, I'm purposeful. And when I read the scriptures, there are so many purposeful things that I can use. No matter who wrote it, when it was wrote, who messed it up, who didn't mess it up. Hey, the messed up part, I don't know what that is to someone, but everything that I've read thus far and that I could utilize, I use. That I cannot use, I leave it for someone else. So I'm just saying, a lot of us are going through a lot of things that we cannot even put a finger on why this is going on in our lives. Somebody in the family might have tried some hocus pocus. They might have tried to do this to someone else, and it poured, the witch's pot tipped over and poured in your family. Hey man, that ain't nothing to play with. That is nothing to play with. That is nothing to play with. But like I said before, God sent curse breakers. And he's given us the power, and he's invested his power and authority into us to do his will in his way. He already set you before you even got here. You can't help it. That is your destiny. That is what you're supposed to be doing. You didn't choose it. It was chosen for you. So do what it is God called you to do, because he's already empowered you to do it. If you can't do it, he did not empower you to do it, because you can't do that within your own power. It has to be invested in you. When something is invested into you, you can operate in that investment. But I want to read something to y'all to let y'all know exactly what I'm speaking of, and that it is biblical. I'm going to read Jeremiah 31, verse 29. And I'm going to tell you how God reversed that thing. And he's showing us we got a new day. He said, in those days, they shall no more the fathers have eaten sour grapes, and the children's teeth are set on edge. But everyone shall die for his own iniquity. Every man that eateth the sour grape, his teeth shall be on edge. So he's saying that it was at a time where when the fathers and the mothers and before them ate of the sour grapes, sinned, that it fell on the children and the children's children. But God said, no more. I want you to go ahead and read a whole Jeremiah. Okay, the whole Jeremiah 31. Read it. We no more are under the curses or under the law of what our parents do. It falls on us. We get to choose if we want to eat the sour grapes. He said, no more would he hold us to what held them up. He set us free. And sometimes people get into things and they don't even really know what they're getting into, because they're getting into it to get back at somebody. They not understand that when you sow something, you're gonna reap it. It don't matter what reason why you doing it. See, this is the thing. You're going to be a victim of that same circumstance. I don't think people really understand. That when you do something of that magnitude, when you put that seed in the ground and you cover it up with dirt, it's going to take root and it's going to bear much fruit. More than you put on that person. You don't think so, because you feel like you got that little instant gratification. You see that little thing happen to them. But if that's happening to them, for every reaction there's an action. For every action there's a reaction. And it just keeps going on and on. Then you have no control over it. But then some people will say this. Well, before I did that, I put a hedge around my family, so what the hocus pocus I was doing is not going to affect my kids. Well, if it was a good thing, or if you had control of that thing like you think you have a control of that thing, why do you need to put a hedge around your family? Because you know it's not a good thing. And if that thing that you made a pact with does things to other people or gives you the temporary satisfaction of doing something to somebody, there's no honor. Then there's a price for you to pay. So I say to us all, forgive and let be forgiven. If someone has done something to you and hurt you, that's not right either. But allow the process of life take its own course. Don't take things like that in your hands, because the weight that it carries is way too heavy for anyone to bear. So I hope that helped y'all. I love you guys. Get it before it gets you. I'm out. Till next time.